نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد قال الله تبارك وتعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها صدق الله العظيم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. Most respected elders and friends, mothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala blessed us with innumerable bounties and favors. If we try to count, we try to enumerate the various ni'mat and bounties of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala upon us, we will never ever be able to count and enumerate them. Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala also blessed us with this most beautiful month of Ramadan. 2 months before the month of Ramadan, Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to aspire for the month of Ramadan. He used to make this dua: Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, bless us in the month of Rajab. Oh Allah, bless us in the month of Sha'ban. And oh Allah, convey us, deliver us to a month of Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala shown us this month of Ramadan. We fasted in the month of Ramadan. We performed Taraweeh. We made tilawat of the Quran Kareem and increased our tilawat. We engaged in dua and various forms of ibadat. We make dua, Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala accept all our ibadat and Allah preserve it for the akhirah. Whatever we did in the month of Ramadan, this was possible only and only with the tawfiq of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Allah created a conducive environment for us to do what we did. Now, we should thank Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and glorify Allah. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana lihada وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَ اللَّهُ. All praise is due to Allah who have guided us to do what we did. Had Allah not guided us, we would never ever be able to do what we did. First and foremost, make shukr to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala that Allah gave us this month of Ramadan and Allah gave us tawfiq to make ibadat in the month of Ramadan. Allah tells us in the Quran Kareem, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are grateful to me, if you thank me for my ni'mats and my bounties, I will increase my ni'mats and bounties upon you. In another verse of the Quran Kareem, Allah even teaches us how to make shukr. He says, اعملوا آل داود شكرا. Make shukr, like how the family of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam made shukr. When Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala told Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam to make shukr, the response of Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam was, كيف أشكرك يا الله والشكري لك نعمة. Oh my Allah, how can I make your shukr? How can I fulfill the haqq of your shukr? When I make shukr, the shukr itself is a ni'mah. How am I going to fulfill the haqq of that ni'mah? It was upon that Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala responded and told, Al-an shakartani. Now, O my Prophet, O Dawood alayhi salam, you have now fulfilled the haqq of my shukr. So one condition for the accepted shukr is to express our helplessness in fulfilling the haqq of shukr. we are definitely unable to fulfill the haqq of shukr to Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. The other condition of shukr is to preserve the ni'mat of taqwa that Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has granted us in the month of Ramadan. Now is the time for us to put the taqwa into action. If we continue displaying taqwa, that is an expression of shukr. But if we lose that essence of taqwa, we don't guard ourselves against sins, then we will be ungrateful to this great ni'mat and taqwa that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala has granted to us. Let me explain this with an example. One person goes for Hajj. He thinks of you in Makkah Mukarramah. He thinks of you in Madina Munawwara. And he thought, let me go buy a nice, beautiful, expensive kurta for you. When he returns, he offers that expensive, beautiful kurta to you, and he requests you to wait on the day of Jum'ah. On the day of Jum'ah, when you see him, you expect him to wear the kurta, but he's not wearing the kurta. You thought maybe that expensive kurta, that beautiful kurta, he preserved it for Eid and he will wait on Eid day. It is such a nice kurta. It is so expensive. You took out your time to go and buy the kurta for him. But on the day of Eid, you observe that he's not even wearing that kurta on the day of Eid. When you go to visit him, you observe that that expensive kurta which you bought with so much of love, with so much of care, with so much of thought, is now placed as a doormat of his house for people to wipe their shoes on it. Subhanallah. That will be the height of your disgust and your anger. That will be very, very painful to you. Your first response will be, this person is very ungrateful. You will never give him anything in future. Surely, that taqwa that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala created in our hearts in the month of Ramadan as a gift from the side of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is far more superior than the gift of kurta. Allah wants us to display this taqwa. Instead, we discard the taqwa and we use it like a doormat. If we discard the taqwa and we rub it with sins of zina, we discard the taqwa and we rub it with the evil sins and evil practice of pornography. We discard the taqwa and we rub it with backbiting and gossiping. That will be the height of ingratitude to Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. That is regarded to be kufranun ni'mah, being ungrateful to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Allah tells us in the Quran Kareem, وَلَئِن كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. If you are ungrateful to me, indeed my azab and my punishment is severe. Let us make a firm resolve to be sincere in our shukr to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and preserve this taqwa that Allah created in our hearts and cultivate it to a higher level. A person becomes a doctor to practice medicine. A person studies law to practice law. A businessman does business to use his profits. We fast in the month of Ramadan to inculcate taqwa in us so that now we can display the taqwa. To live with taqwa and to die with taqwa. If a person practices on taqwa, Allah will give him death in the state of Iman and Allah will give him a most respectable and honorable death. Allah tells us in the Quran Kareem, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. O you who believe, if you got Iman in you, that fire and the flame of Iman is burning in you, then fulfill the haqq of taqwa. Fear Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. Exercise restraint. Stay away from guna. Stay away from violating the laws of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And never die except in the state of Iman and Islam. May Allah grant every one of us highest level of taqwa, and may Allah grant every one of us an honorable and a respectable death. The best day of our life will be the last day when we have to meet Allah with happiness, with the iman, and with Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala telling to us that I have forgiven you, enter into my Jannah and paradise. Wa akhir da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.